Time to install some irrigation on this golf green that I'm building in my backyard. So I've got the trencher here. Let's start doing this irrigation. If you guys have missed any of this video series, make sure you jump back. I've got about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos on building this green. Loving the process, but let's get stuck into the irrigation. Guess we forgot they had a ag line going through there. The trench is dug all the way around now. We're gonna drop some 63mm pipe in there. I'm just gonna use the excavator and dig out the spots where the sprinklers are so I can easily drop them in there with the swing arms because they're going into a saddle on the pipe itself. So we'll dig that out now with the excavator, do a bit of hand digging with the trenching shovel where some of the dirt's fallen in, and also around where those pipes were. Luckily, I did miss out on hitting the other pipes after hitting that first ag drain. I just like zoned out and forgot there was pipe there. A bit silly of me, but hey, you live and you learn. Today's the day we get a little bit more serious. So I've got all my stuff in here. So again, shout out to Reese for supplying all of this, doing the design. They've designed this plan for me, and we're going with a Rainbird system, which I don't think I've actually told you guys yet. So these are our heads here. They're 752Es, so these are all valve-in heads, so I'll be able to turn on every green sprinkler individually. So how it works is, how we're going to install them is, we've got our 63mm pipe, which is our poly, which will lay from the tanks, and a ring around the greens as well. And now to get the sprinklers on there, we've got some saddles here. So these saddles are 63mm saddles, which join together like that. You bolt them together on the pipe. You then get a hole saw and make a hole down there through the pipe. So that's a 25mm hole saw bit that I'll be using. I've already tested it. And then we put our swing arm, chuck a bit of thread tape on there because there is no seal, or there's a seal lower down but not on the actual near the thread. Pop that in like that. That'll thread on. So I'm going to put them sideways on the pipe, not on top of the pipe, just so I've got some adjustability on height, so I can bring it down and up as well. So if I had it on top, I wouldn't be able to bring this swing arm a little bit lower and just adjust a little bit more. So these are great though, swing arms, because you've got so much adjustability with them, which is, mate, ideal, seriously. And then from there, we've got our heads, which screw onto there, which we don't need any thread tape for that because we've got a seal on there. And bam. See on the side on the ground on the pipe, that will sit, have a bit of pipe running through there. That's our swing arm there, so we can adjust it up or we can adjust it down as well with that swing arm there when we're installing them. Great for when you want to repair things as well. You want to dig around it and you want to lift it up and not get any dirt in the actual pipe itself. Great way of doing it. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle. That's basically how they're all going to go together for us today, but I'll show you guys in ground as well. How cool is that trencher? So that is on like a demo saw head, a steel demo saw head. Shout out to David for sending me to try out. He just sent it for me to try out. I'm going to be sending it back at some point. But handy for little things like this. We can't quite get the skiddy in or the excavator. Though it's perfect for like if you're installing something at home, like a 25mm irrigation pipe or even 19mm. Perfect size for that. I found if I want to put a big 63mm pipe in or something like that, you just have to do 3 separate trenches. Then it's super duper easy to dig it out with the shovel after that. It still is a lot easier than hand digging the whole thing because it gets down there for you and loosens it up quite a bit. But yeah, make sure you check out David on Facebook. I'll put his mobile number up if you guys want to reach out to him and if you're interested in the product. But thanks Dave for sending this for us to try out. There we have it. There is a loop all the way around the green with that 63mm poly. So now it's time to put our saddles in, put the sprinklers in. Man! And then it's hooking up the pump, testing it. Right, time to get these bad boys in the ground. It's exciting, man. So I'll get all the sprinklers in, and then I've got to run the wire from the top and start wiring all the sprinklers in on top of that as well. But I probably won't wire them into the controller until next week. But we'll do all this today. And tomorrow probably, we'll get it done. Right, so today is pump install day, so I've got Luke here. Luke, come over here, mate. Don't be scared of the camera. Luke from Silverstone Gardening.
How you going?
He's even wearing a shirt just to promote himself today.
No, I asked for a uniform, he didn't have any. Bloody useless.
Come on, mate. But today what we're going to do is putting the pump in for the tanks, but this tank here I've just found it is chock-a-block full of water, so we're going to have to pump it out with the firefighting pump. Either put it in the dam or one of the other tanks we've got in the house that feeds the house. And then connect the two tanks up, put a float in, and then we're ready to test some irrigation.
Done.
Let's do it. Hopefully the final day here. Sucked in, you're in the camera again. He doesn't like it.
I was walking this way when you started.
I brought it to you. But so last night we had some issues with the float valve. It was a 20mm float, which had the filter still in there like I talked about last night, and dirt and crap just got stuck in there. So we've got a 50mm valve now, just for the sake of peace of mind. Could have probably got away with the 20mm if we took that filter out, but I think I'd just rather go with the 50mm valve, float valve, which we got here. And we will just install that this morning and then ramp the system up, I guess. Give it a crack.
Done.
Valves open. Yeah. Just about to ramp up the system down at the sprinklers. Just going to turn them on now, so we'll let the air out of the lines. So you turn them on before you turn your pump on, otherwise, because there's going to be a lot of air in the lines. And just make sure, yeah, we don't get something blow out of the ground. So turn them all on now, ramp the pump up. There's enough water in the tank from the bore, so we're ready to test them manually. Still haven't wired them up. I'll be doing that next week. But just want to test them to make sure there's no leaks and nothing blows out of the ground. Right, here's the moment of truth. So we're going to turn this valve on from the tank, prime the pump, and then we're going to see if any of these valves leak. Now this is a temporary fix at the moment. We're going to make that look so much better. Let's crack this on slowly. There's some water flowing in there. There it goes. That's on. If we turn this on, it'll build pressure up. It's on. There we go. So it's pressurised in the line. As soon as we crack this, we'll hear the pump kick in, I'd say. We'll crack it really lightly. Oh, too quick. There we go.
This is my brother Josh, believe it or not, my twin brother. And what we're doing is flushing all of the air out of the line, pushing all the air out and any debris that might be in there. So you can see there's lots and lots of air coming out at the moment. And I'm up at the pump, slowly just opening up the valve, the manual valve that's up there, not the solenoid valve, but the manual valve, and actually adjusting it to where the pressure gauge is on the pump. So the pump's sent to 5.5 bar, because that's what we are running on the course, 550 kPa. And yeah, I'm just slowly cracking it open so we don't push too much air out too quickly and then basically blow a fitting down here. So this is how you ramp up a system. Don't really need to do it on the home system, it's just when you start getting to higher pressure and you got pumps like this, and on golf courses especially.
That way. That one, yeah. Yeah, turn it off. The sprinklers are running. So I think there's something clogged up in the line, Josh reckons, because one of the sprinklers down the bottom isn't coming on, so it's probably just a bit of dirt or something under the valve. Oh, let's go. Mate, sprinklers are running, so I have to do a little bit of adjusting and try to flush some other points out just to make sure everything's all good, but that's running at 5.55 bar and it works really, really well. Good breakup on the sprinklers, working really well. Thanks so much to Trav for designing this plan for me from Reese. Really, really appreciate it, mate. Now that pump can pump from anywhere from, I think it's 120 to 170 litres per minute. We've got it set around, I'll have to double check, I'll flick it up on the screen, but it's running at 550 kPa or 5.5 bar for the pressure of these. And I'm pretty sure I can run 2 to 3 sprinklers at a time on these heads, which is more than enough for what I need. But I could even do one at a time if I wanted to, which I probably will anyway overnight, so we get nice pressure out of them. And we can individually set them different on different timers. Now obviously if you're doing a home system, you don't need to go all out nuts like this. Some people use PVC, some people use poly, people won't use swing arms. It really, really depends, and a lot of people you can just use we're struggling. You can just use oh, it's wetting me. You can just use like tap water, you don't even need a pump, a tank, anything like that. If you do have a tank though, it's best to run it from obviously a pump. That's the way you're gonna have to do it. But yeah, it's all running. Thanks everyone who's helped out. Thank you so much to Luke. Thanks for Josh coming to help me ramp it up. Josh's got tons of experience ramping up systems because they just installed a new one at their golf course. But yeah, thanks guys so much. Exciting. We're seeding soon. All right, see you.